Welcome to The Silent Mind. Today, we explore a subtle psychological dynamic that unfolds in friendships, workplaces, families, and even close relationships. The quiet reality that some individuals may be competing with you without ever admitting it. At first glance, competition appears obvious. It is loud, direct, and openly declared. Yet not all competition looks like rivalry. Some of it hides behind compliments, casual questions, and polite encouragement. It operates silently beneath the surface of ordinary interaction. To understand this pattern, we must begin with comparison. Human beings naturally compare themselves to others. Comparison helps us evaluate progress, identity, and belonging. However, when comparison becomes constant, it can shift from inspiration to insecurity. For some individuals, your presence activates internal measurement. Your achievements, confidence, relationships, or even your calmness may trigger reflection. Not necessarily because you are superior, but because you represent something they feel uncertain about within themselves. Secret competition often begins with self-doubt. When someone struggles with self-worth, they search for external markers to define value. Instead of measuring themselves against personal goals, they measure themselves against people around them. If you happen to excel in an area they care about, you become a reference point. This does not always involve hostility. In many cases, the competing individual may genuinely like you. The tension arises internally, not externally. They may admire you while simultaneously feeling threatened by you. Subtle signs sometimes appear. Achievements may be minimized, success may be quickly redirected toward their own story, encouragement may contain faint comparison, conversations may shift toward keeping score rather than sharing experience. The competition remains hidden because open rivalry would risk social harmony. Instead, it becomes indirect. Questions become strategic, compliments become conditional, support becomes selective. One important factor is identity fragility. When identity depends heavily on being the best, the smartest, the most attractive, or the most accomplished, any perceived challenge creates discomfort. Rather than addressing insecurity internally, some individuals manage it externally through comparison. Your progress may unintentionally highlight their stagnation, your confidence may illuminate their doubt, your peace may contrast with their inner turbulence. These contrasts can be difficult to tolerate without self-reflection. Secret competition also thrives in environments where recognition feels scarce. In workplaces or social groups where validation is limited, individuals may view success as a limited resource. If you receive attention, they subconsciously interpret it as something removed from them. This scarcity mindset transforms connection into silent rivalry. Interestingly, you may sense this dynamic before you understand it. Energy may feel slightly tense. Conversations may carry underlying evaluation. Moments of celebration may feel muted. Your intuition often detects micro-shifts in tone and enthusiasm. It is important, however, not to assume malicious intent immediately. Secret competition often reflects insecurity rather than strategy. It reveals areas where someone feels inadequate or unseen. Emotional immaturity can intensify the pattern. Instead of celebrating others while pursuing personal growth, some individuals externalize their frustration. They may subtly criticize, undermine, or distance themselves when comparison becomes uncomfortable. In close relationships, this dynamic becomes more complex. Friends may compete over lifestyle, career direction, relationships, or social standing. Siblings may compete for recognition. Colleagues may compete for influence. Because the relationship matters, the rivalry remains concealed rather than confronted. Another layer involves projection. If someone secretly competes with you, they may accuse you of competing with them. By projecting their own comparison outward, they relieve internal tension. This can create confusion if you are unaware of any rivalry at all. Understanding this pattern allows for calm response. You are not responsible for managing another person's insecurity, nor are you required to reduce yourself to preserve comfort. Healthy individuals experience inspiration rather than threat when others succeed. They recognize that someone else's growth does not diminish their own. Secure identity celebrates without comparison. If you sense secret competition, clarity becomes important. Maintain boundaries. Avoid unnecessary performance. Resist the urge to prove yourself. Let consistency speak rather than defensiveness. Often, quiet confidence dissolves rivalry more effectively than confrontation. At the same time, self-reflection remains valuable. Ensure that your own behavior does not unintentionally communicate superiority. Humility fosters safety. Authenticity reduces tension. Calm presence can neutralize insecurity. Ultimately, secret competition reveals more about internal struggle than external reality. It reflects unmet needs for recognition, stability, or self-trust. When identity feels uncertain, comparison becomes a coping mechanism. The solution rarely lies in winning, it lies in security. True connection flourishes when individuals measure themselves against personal growth rather than against each other. In such spaces, collaboration replaces rivalry. Celebration replaces comparison. Peace replaces silent tension. Perhaps the most powerful response to hidden competition is steady self-awareness. Know your worth without announcing it. Progress without performance. Support without scoreboard. And remember, not every smile hides rivalry. But when competition quietly appears, understanding it allows you to remain centered rather than reactive. This has been The Silent Mind, where silence reveals what noise cannot.